Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There is some pros and there's some cons. So let's run down the pros, right? So I've been seeing all these reviews about this product and how good it is. So I went and tried it, and this house wasn't the best example, but the tracks were quite nasty. It had algae grown in them and on the bottom of the frames of the sunroom right here. So I squirted that stuff in the track and I let it sit for about 10 seconds while I was, squirting down the next one. Then I went back. Well, no, let me rewind. I pre-sprayed it with my little pump sprayer and I let it get saturated, and then I sprayed the foam there so it wouldn't dry up so fast. I didn't spray a whole lot, just enough to wet the surface, and then I sprayed the Powerwash on there. And I got a little pot brush, and man, that stuff broke up like I threw a degreaser on there. So this stuff is like Dawn, but like 5 times as much. And the glide is better than any dish soap that I've used. And it may be the best. As far as the power of dissolving dirt, it is far superior than anything I have used as a dish soap. Now, would I go as far as squirting the whole window with that and letting it sit? Heck no. For one thing, your hand will get tired of pumping and you will run through that like white on rice. So when you open up the stuff and you pull the top off, you'll notice that it's watery and it's clear. Pretty much. But that don't mean a damn thing. When you pump that stuff, it comes out in a big foamy mess. And I was thinking it was because of the sprayer nozzle. But that's not the case. That stuff comes out foamy. So what I did was I put a little in my pump sprayer and I sprayed some of the windows down to see the difference. And what I noticed is what I put in a pump sprayer, it was way too frothy. So I only saturated the mop once with it, and it was frothy as all heck. And it kept drying up on me. I said, this is not going to work. So rather than dump it out and all that stuff, I kept it in there. Then I just kept running to her sink to run plain water over it. Like, I think about 5 times before I really actually needed another soap application. Because that's how frothy it is. So I have to get the ratios down right. That's the con of that product. If you're using it like I am, then you would have to know your ratio, because this is a whole different monster. It's not thick. It is loose like a goose. It is concentrated, but it is watery. So you can make the mistake of thinking you don't have enough in there. And you see, the sprayer is only like less than a gallon. So I put like probably 1/4 of the bottle in there, and probably was just too much, in my opinion. But I want to say this has the strength equal to my full crystal, as well as Glide is concerned. But you see, full crystal has a multitude of uses, including using them on your car, on your siding, on the windows, and a whole bunch of other different uses. I'm not so sure about the power wash, but I would assume if you can let it sit on the nastiest of pots, and then you should be able to wipe the debris clean, then I should think that you should be able to do that to your rims, your car, or whatever else that you may need to get clean. That's my theory of thinking anyways. But get some. It's not that expensive. And I think some of you will want to use this solely. It is currently, in my opinion, the strongest over-the-counter dish soap that you can get that's not an acid. I do believe it's still a surfactant, but I would really like to see how that works, combining it with bleach and do a foam soft wash on that. I really would like to know, because if it's power wash, that's the name, then you should be able to use it in conjunction when you're power washing. But that's just my thoughts. Who am I? Just someone who's sharing my experience. That doesn't mean to go out and run out to the store and get it. That's not what I'm saying. But I am. Because I'm smiling. I like the product. And I think I'm going to be using this from now on. Don't take my word for it. Just go out and buy some. What could it hurt? Worst case scenario, you just keep it in your kitchen and use it for your dishes if you don't like it for the windows. But I guarantee you, you will. Mark my words. You're going to be like, okay, I see what Marcus is talking about. But hey, man, if you're going to put it in your water or in your bucket, you better know your ratios. My thing is, I'd start off small, because you can always add more. If you add too much, you'll be spinning your wheels, and you'll have to figure out the ratio while you're trying to add plain water to it to thin it out. But this is Masters at Wagtail. Get yourself some power wash, man. This stuff is it does what it does, man. I see what the rave is. It's not too many window cleaners onto this, as the product just came out. Bam. Maca-fracka-lacka. Peace, peace, peace.